I'm here with a new craft tutorial. This is for my no clay peas in a pod charm. This is also a collab with Retro Fairy craft tutorials here on YouTube and on Crafty Amino. I will link her Crafty Amino page in the description box for now, and I will link her video when she posts it. And she's also going to be doing a no clay one. Hers will be done with beads and wire, I believe. And I personally like this collab idea because I love the clay charms for peas in a pod, and I can't do clay. And I don't know Retro Fairy's reasoning for it, for liking this collab, but I know that I can't do clay at all, and I've had a tough time finding ways to do it without clay. So I came up with this idea, and she found that idea, and I can't wait to check out hers, and we're going to get into mine. First off, I'd like to apologize for my voice. On top of my already annoying voice, I'm just getting over a cold. Today's my first day that I'm actually feeling like I don't need to be in bed all day. So first I'm going to show you how to make the peas. So if you're like me and you don't want to go and buy like green or lime green pom-poms just for 3, or if your craft store might not have like just small like green pom-poms, then I'm going to show you how to do it. So I took 3 white pom-poms. They can be in any size. It depends. It's the size of your peas is going to really determine the size of your overall charm. So I don't have a ruler to show you about how long this is, but I have an adult hand, so you can pretty estimate that. It's not small like a polymer clay charm, but you can get like itty bitty pom-poms because they're all smaller ones than these. This is just what I have on hand. So you can make them a lot smaller, and I think Retro Fairy's craft can be made small also. I thought that this would be cute for like a magnet or even a keychain or a phone charm. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that and just some acrylic paint that I had on hand, and that you can use for a lot of things, so it's always good to have this on hand. So what I did, now you can pour it into a bowl or a plate or something and use tweezers or chopsticks or something, but I have to wash my hands anyway after, so all I do is tuck that in and I roll it around a little bit with my finger, and then you pop it out. Should be completely covered in paint, and then you set it aside to dry. And you do this for 3. You can also do 2 if you're just like doing a couple, or like 4 or 5 if you're doing a whole family. But the typical charm is 3, so we're gonna do 3. So you're just gonna tuck this in green paint. Could just be the cheap paint from the dollar store, anything like that. This will also make it a little bit harder. The paint will harden on it, so the pom-poms will be a little bit harder and easier to draw the faces on. So let's just leave that to dry for, I don't know, probably should be about an hour for these. It doesn't take that long because it's only on pom-poms. Okay, here are my 3 pom-poms all dried and painted and finished. I left mine all day just because I had to run errands to go away this weekend, so I'm not sure exactly how long it took to dry, but you can leave it in the morning if you have something to do during the day, or just buy the pom-poms. So next you're going to take a darker green piece of felt. Doesn't matter the size. You can see mine I've already used because I used it for this one, so it doesn't have to be a fur sheet at all. You have an option right now to draw the faces now, or after. For this one, I drew the faces at this step, but for the one that I'm doing with you here, I'm going to draw the faces after, and see how much easier that is. So heat up your hot glue gun. If you don't want to use hot glue, if you don't like the way it looks, you can use fabric glue, or maybe E6000, or there was another one that I was thinking, but I can't think of it right now. I did try just regular glue, like I tried Elmer's, and then I tried tacky glue, and it wasn't strong enough to adhere nicely to the felt. So that's why I switched to hot glue. But yes, you can also try fabric glue, would probably work. So what you're going to do once your glue is heated up, let me see if mine is. Should be, yes, okay. So what you're going to do is, take your darker green felt, and you don't need to measure out a specific spot. What I did is I just kind of gave it enough room because I'd rather be safe than sorry. So you're going to glue them down all in a straight line, however many you have. You can get it as straight as you can. It doesn't matter if they're going diagonal like this, because you're going to cut your felt after. So that doesn't matter. You just need to make them close together and evenly aligned. Okay, I only just realized that my video cut off, so I'm very sorry about that. So after you glue them down in a straight line, you're going to cut a general shape out in your felt. Give enough on each side so you can see how much I have on this side. You can give a little bit more because you can trim it down. Thankfully, I only did one side, so you'll see what I mean on this side. But I did a general leaf shape, kind of. Like I kind of pointed it out on the sides. So yeah, that's what you're going to do. And then on this side, I folded it down once, you can see here. And then I folded it down again. And then glued it down to the piece. Now I'm going to do it on this side too, so you'll be able to actually see. But I also talked about how this I cut a little bit too close for my preference. But I should be able to fix it a little bit. But you can see in this one that it's like fully tucked in, and you'll be able to do that. I'm not sure if the video cut off the part that I said that I drew the faces on before I glued them down on this one, and this one I'm going to do after. Not sure if we cut that off yet because I didn't listen to the whole video, I just saw where I cut it off. Okay, so then on this side, still using hot glue. You can also sew this. I would use glue to put the peas down, but this part you can sew if you prefer. So I'm just measuring this out, kind of eyeballing it, folding it once, and then folding it up again. Okay, so I think this goes a little too far out, and then if I fold it down again, it's a little too thick. So I'm going to trim this down a little bit. And I also noticed that you didn't see that I lost them now, but here they are. But I said to use fabric scissors if you have them, or if you can find them cheap in a craft store. These were only like $3 in Walmart, and they're a lot easier to cut felt than just regular like orange hander scissors, regular kitchen scissors. It is possible to do it with that. It's just easier this way. So, I said that you don't have to glue this fold. You can if you would like, but I typically don't. I typically just glue this fold. So here I said I'm going to do this off camera just so I don't burn myself, but you are just going to put a little bit of glue right here on the fold and then fold it up to the piece and like kind of pinch it to hold it on until it hardens. So I will take this aside for a second and be right back. I'm not going to pause the video because it just takes a second to put a dab of glue. There we go. I haven't gotten used to doing things like through the tripod yet. Through the camera, I mean. Okay. So there you go so far. Now we have to make the ends of the piece of the pea pod. So what I did is I just kind of folded this side down a little bit and then folded this side, and then I'm going to put a little bit of glue on and pinch it together at the top of the pea here and then trim it to my liking. If you go to the store and ever buy like pea pods like really fresh, some of them can be longer. It's really up to your preference, but I'm going to put a dab of glue here. Again, you can use this for fabric glue. You could use, you could sew this part if you prefer that look. Now at this step, if you wanted to make it into a keychain, I would recommend putting a piece of string or your jump ring or your keyring like tucked in there, so that way when you glue it, it kind of sears it in, because it might be a little hard to get a jump ring through the layers of felt. Okay, now I'm going to do this side before I trim it, just so that way it's all set. Same thing, I'm going to pinch it. For this one I'm pinching it right above. You can kind of pinch it lower if you want. It's really up to your own preference at this point. Don't mind that. I can understand not particularly wanting hot glue because I like this little bit here that comes up in the string. I can completely understand that. I'm just doing this for the speed. So that now you can take your scissors and then on each end choose where you want to cut it, and then I kind of cut it at an angle like that. Not with that much of a point though. So like that, I kind of cut it at an angle, and then you can choose to sear this up with glue. And then the same on this end. Okay, now at this point, I covered my piece and this one a little bit too much with the folds, but you can see in my original that it's not too folded. And now you can add on the faces. Now the best way that I found was with just a black Sharpie, and you just got to be very careful. Then you can add in whatever faces you want in whatever direction you want. So there's my video. As you can tell, this one's a little bit smaller than this one. This one's a lot better because I did it off camera, of course, and took my time. But that's my video. You can go check out Retro Fairies, and I would definitely be checking that out too. And you can subscribe and like to both of us, because I do hauls, I do unboxings, and I do a bunch of tutorials too.